Meditation is not about sitting only. Prolonged sitting until the mind becomes very calm, very peaceful, very still, and no more false thinking, thinking that is the ultimate result. In fact, you can sit for long and your mind can become like that. You are not so bad. Compared to a lot of people who don't know what they are doing in the name of meditation, they just sit and they suffer a lot. Because the pain starts to develop, the numbness starts to develop, and the mind becomes very dull, sleepy, with all the mental hindrance. So what do? They force themselves to do it. They struggle. To me, it's of not much use because you are here to meditate, to develop the understanding, to relax, to be peaceful, to be aware, not to torture yourself, not to harm yourself and make yourself miserable, and not to dull your mind. We are here to develop awareness, to be aware, to be alert, to be attentive, to be peaceful, to have clarity, and to experience the stillness of mind without thought, not a conditioned state. But if you do one-pointedness or absorption samadhi, it can also lead to a very calm mind, very peaceful mind. And the mind, like no thought, there is no more false thinking. Then you think that is what you are looking for. Then you become very happy. You think that is the ultimate goal. Then I put here, I say, if that is the case, you better check. But that is a conditioned mind, a conditioned state. Meditation is not about developing all the peacefulness and calmness and the fantastic meditative state or the fantastic mind. It's about insight into phenomena, developing the wisdom, the understanding, realizing the universal characteristics of nature, the anicca, dukkha, and anatta, the impermanent, the suffering state, and the non-self or empty nature. This understanding is most important and is very different. So this is what you need to have as understanding, because if it's a conditioned state, then it has not much use. Because this one is not a free mind. When you are in a conditioned state, you may be in a state of jhana, deep concentration, samatha or what. Your mind actually is very, very concentrated because of energy, thought-based energy field, one-pointedness, absorption energy, it builds up. Then when it builds up, what happens is, it's too calm. We call it apana samadhi. Then your mental hindrance, they are still there, but they are all suppressed, cannot arise. So in the midst of life, you think you are enlightened, you think you got no more mental hindrance. You have that calm, clear mind without thought. But there is a conditioned state and you doesn't know. But as you age, as your energy dissipates and you don't have the ability to keep up with that jhana concentration or energy, then you come to realize your mind become very weak. Then because the energy is no more, the conditioned state is no more, then your mental hindrance arise. Then you realize doubt start to arise. The like and dislike start to arise. Sleepiness start to arise. Restlessness of mind start to arise. So all this will come back and haunt the cultivator. Then they start to doubt what happened in the past when I'm in jhana. None of this can happen. How come now like that? But they dare not let people know. So that's how it differs If you enter conditioned state, all the mental hindrances are not rooted out where they are being suppressed. But the awareness base is different. There is a free mind in awareness. The mental hindrances are free to arise where they are not being suppressed. So when the mental hindrance arise, how it hinder you from entering the meditative state, you understand. That's how you straighten your view. You can root it. So all this is the basic difference between awareness-based meditation and thought-based meditation, or what we call samatha, energy field meditation. If meditation does not bring you back to the Noble Eightfold Path to realize the three types of right view which I have described, Kama Niyama, Chitta Niyama, and Dhamma Niyama, the wisdom that is related to the Buddha's teaching, then it is not the meditation as taught by the Buddha. Hence, it's not about retreat condition alone. It's not about sitting, developing calmness, peacefulness, and running away from society, etc. That's the reason why when I met my teacher, Ajahn Yantra, and when he told me life itself is a real meditation, life itself is our greatest teacher, immediately those words resonate deep in my nature. Where it was like I had heard them before, and I knew this was it all the while. Even though as a lay person in my early days of cultivation, I had never heard from people about this before. Then when I relate them to the teaching, I realized they match perfectly. That's why after that I decided to reverse my cultivation. I come out of anapanasati, means the apana absorption samadhi, and release the absorption calmness, born of continuous mindfulness. We are relaxing into it. I realize there are still movement inside the mind. Then I recall an incident in the Sutra where the Buddha said, a glass of water with sediment still down there. The moment you stir it, it will arise again. So that one was so vivid because this is like the mental hindrance, the five mental hindrance, still suppressed, it's still down there. But there is no condition to stir your mind, to condition you into negativity. Then you think you are, maybe without the mental hindrance, but they are still there. But if you leave it and allow the sediment to settle down on its own, then the water appears clear again, like when you do concentration or samatha meditation. All the defilements and mental hindrance, the five mental hindrance, will be suppressed. I realize that must be the reason. All along, that mind was peaceful, calm, and full of metta due to the anapanasati absorption, the continuous mindfulness. I didn't go into the daily mindfulness at that time until my teacher, Ajahn Yantra, told me this. He said the highest meditation is we choose aware every action, every movement in the present moment. That is the one I managed to actually rejoice, appreciate, and I developed the breakthrough. Within 2 weeks, the daily mindfulness came to me. The moment I heard that, I knew I had not done this type of meditation as yet. It's awareness based. Then I checked. I realized I was hardly even aware or mindful for 5 minutes in a day. So I determined to do this from that moment onward. I even put up my hand when he asked, who wants to promise the Buddha? I remember at that time, two of us put out our hand. I did not know who the other guy was. Within 2 weeks, the mindfulness came. And the whole of meditation became very clear after that. After that, my nature's silent mind and awareness became very different. It started to understand that the eternal nature was already there all the time, all this while. Once connected the spiritual inheritance and everything else came back to support this nature. That's how all the conditions fall into place and emerge. Then all of a sudden after that, I started to see a lot of things via the direct seeing, the true direct seeing, and insight keep on arising. Then the teacher came, the guide came, the book came, and everything else came. Everything just fall into place. This nature become what it is on its own, and it understands that there is no being inside there. That's why I always told you all that this form and mind, which you call gratitude, is not me. It's just a vehicle and a tool, karmically conditional for this nature of mind to come to this existential world to use, to live life, to function, to perform the function of this segmented life or this nature, to fulfill its vows, its affinity with living being, etc. We are this functional body that performs the function of gratitude for this segment of its nature's life and to continue with its cultivation and its perfection until all its vows are fulfilled.